People who choose to be kind every day despite of not receiving the same kindness back. What motivates you? I just think you shouldn't make anyone else's life harder than it already is. When another person makes you suffer, it is because he suffers deeply within himself, and his suffering is spilling over. He does not need punishment, he needs help. That's the message he is sending. Thich Nhat Hanh. This monk has changed my mindset so much over the years, especially his take on death. His metaphor is a cloud. Same here. Closest thing to a true living legend we have today. Got the opportunity by chance to join him in walking meditation. He was in a wheelchair a couple years ago and I was moved to tears. That man has helped me so much over the years. Any suggestions on works of his to have a crack at? The Miracle of Mindfulness is where I got my start. Although I've loved everything of his I've been able to read. Seconding this one. His thoughts on being present, when you're washing the dishes, just wash the dishes, have been life-changing for me. Life-changing seems like such a trite and overused phrase, but that truly fits here. I'm grateful that man exists. What's his thought on washing the dishes? It very much sounds like a book I need to read right now, but I'm curious of this point you're explaining. He says that whatever you are doing should have your full attention. If you are helping your kid with their homework, then be present and focus on that. Don't hold in mind a desire to watch TV or a problem from work you are addressing. Just focus on helping with homework. If you are washing the dishes, try not to allow your mind to wander to something from the past or something about the future that causes worry. You don't live in the future or the past, you live now. So when you are washing the dishes, just wash the dishes only. And it is okay to worry about the future from time to time as long as it is not controlling us, but do so when you have intentionally given yourself time in which to think about things you may encounter in the future. I can't say it nearly as beautifully as he does and I'm sure I'm missing some valuable points. Definitely check out the book sometime. I was recommended it years ago when I was going through a nasty divorce and was an anxious wreck. The teachings made a world of difference for me. This sounds perfect for my anxiety, thank you. I try not to reproduce behavior I don't like in other people. Makes me like myself more. Yep, do it for yourself. When you live consistent to your values and principles, it builds your self-confidence, esteem, and just generally you walk lighter. That's more than enough reason. If the only reason you're kind to people is to get something back, you will always only ever be disappointed. Do it for yourself. I don't expect people to be kind back. I do it because it's the right thing, not because I'm hoping for any return. People doing nice things because they expect something in return aren't actually good people. Exactly. Kindness should be shown because it's the right thing to do. There's already enough hatred in the world, why add more, right? It might be because of the stories we're told as a kid, where every kindness is paid back, which leads people to have unrealistic expectations. In reality, there is no way to prove this belief, and the only sure reward is knowing you aren't adding to the cruelty in their lives, and are making it easier for someone to get through this shithole of a world. Might seem like stupid and naive in the beginning, but knowing that you made someone else happy is probably the best kind of happiness. That, and paying it forward, is a very real thing. It may not happen 100% of the time, but a lot of people get inspired by a random act of kindness and feel the need to return the favor to someone else. I personally set a goal to perform one random act of kindness every month, whether it's mowing an elderly neighbor's grass for free, buying an extra burger or two and handing them out to the homeless, or pausing my commute to pull over and help someone that's having car trouble, or anything in between. I'm often offered payment, but I simply refuse the money and ask that, if they find someone struggling and they're in a position to help, to do what they can for them. Honestly, I'd say this is my biggest motivator. At the end of the day, every life is precious and everyone deserves to experience that life with happiness and contentment. We must also remember that this life is short and fragile, and the day it ends will be the day you cease to write your own story, and instead leave your memory in the hands of your fellow man. We must remember how we want that story to be told, and live each day like it may end at any moment. I, personally, would like my story to inspire others to be kind and gentle human beings. Because I know how it feels when you're down and your day, week, month, year just ducking sucks, and if there's a chance I can make just one person who feels like that have a better day and feel good for a bit, then it's worth it. Because I could be the other person. Today you, tomorrow me. I adore this story. Sort of in the same energy, wherever people make a big deal out of help, I always say, well, I trust you'd do the same for me. I had someone reply with, no, I wouldn't, I'm a dick, and just said, well, maybe this was meant to let you reevaluate that. I kinda wonder if they did. We didn't know each other very well. I once bought a gift card and a jug of water and some fruit for a person panhandling outside of a grocery store. It really wasn't a huge deal, but the dude who was parked right next to the guy and ignoring him the whole time said that was really nice of you. I just responded that the guy was a part of our community and everyone needs compassion. Life is hard. I remember when I was a child and my mom and brother and I only ate dinner because of a kind stranger who showed us that same compassion. I only hope I helped the man eat a yummy dinner and gave him the same feeling of value that stranger gave me so many years ago. I'm not especially strong or educated, I'm not particularly well off, and I know I can get carried away and come off as annoying sometimes. So if I can't be strong or smart, socially adept or successful, I can definitely be kind. Anger. The world is often shitty and people are often selfish. So I'm relentlessly positive and friendly even when others abuse it. I'm not letting shitty people gaslight me into being like them. Duck you world, I'ma be nice anyway, love that energy. I'm kind because I'm kind, not because other people are. Yep, this one for me. I just literally don't have it in me to be mean or rude. It's not who I am. That said, I have gone on a few rants at people who have treated me badly. Alone, in my car. It just never hurts to be nice. You don't know what people go through or how long it's been since someone said something or did nice for someone, so I do my part to reset the clock on that. I remember holding the door for a guy one time when he was like 20 feet behind me, and he was so appreciative that someone did something for him that sounded like he was about to tear up. You just never know, so why not be a good person? Being unkind makes me feel very guilty immediately, lol. Even if they deserved it, I just feel kind of angry or upset after, never better. YouTube.com. I always find selfish reasons in everything I do, then find other reasons just to reinforce anything I want to accomplish. For me, being nice is to have more friends, a better reputation, and an easier time maintaining friendships, which I find valuable. The external reasons is that it's nice to be nice, it makes me feel special or have self-worth being able to contribute in society even in a small way, and I would like someone to help me, so I should help others. It's the selfless good deed conundrum. My take is that if doing something kind makes you feel good, then you're probably a good person, so stop worrying about it. If it's selfish to do good and selfish to do bad, then the selfish part seems inconsequential. TBH, for me it takes a lot of effort to be an ass. Right? Kindness is the easiest route. You won't get caught up in drama, you avoid fights, people are more apt to help you, etc. I think a lot of it boils down to how you are raised. My dad came from an extremely loving family and my mom didn't. My dad will do anything for anyone and doesn't expect something in return and is always pleasantly surprised when they reciprocate because that's how he was raised. My mom made the conscious decision that she would never be like her family and is right there with my dad. They are both so supportive of me and my brother, and by extension all of our friends, because they see anyone who is part of their life a family. Lost count of the amount of times growing up we had friends stay with us because they had fallen out with their own parents. I try to do the same, and raise my girls the same. I'm like your mom. I remember the exact moment at 15 that I decided I wasn't going to be like my parents. They had a room repainted and said it looked patchy when the first coat hadn't even dried. Instead of waiting until the job was done or listening, they went full asshole on this poor guy, including threatening his pay. They were recently wealthy, they didn't need to do any of that to him. So I decided duck them. Fuck their money and the inheritance they like to dangle over my head. Not if it meant making someone's eyes lose their spark like they did to the painter. 2 years later they kicked me out for some complicated reason. I was homeless for a year, then built myself from the ground up without them. I've never regretted it. Sounds similar. My mum's folks were nouveau rich and were complete a-holes. My mum married my dad against their wishes, cause he was from mere farming stock, and has since refused anything money related from them as my mum knew they would hold it against her. My folks are comfortable, they live by the beach and would rather spend their time walking holding hands whilst the dog and grandkids splash in the sea, than jet setting abroad. Good on you for escaping and making your life your own. X.